What's going on, people? 1 minute just to make sure everything is cool, then we're going to get on our way. Until then, listen to the smooth stylings of Thundercat fan mail on Dante, Chase Bridges, Zodiac, Health and Wellness. I'm actually sick right now. I'm just good at acting like I'm not. 1 minute, people. I had 9 lives. Want to give a shout out to everybody that's been supporting me. I love it. Appreciate all the messages and support. Appreciate all of the emails, the comments. Like I said, this platform is to help people. Not only you, but myself. I think the best thing we can do is educate each other. So we got about 30 seconds till we start, and just letting people come in, letting you listen to the smooth sounds of the Thundercat. And if you don't know what that is a famous super producer that makes beautiful music that you may not have heard his name, but I'm certain that you've heard of his work. So I'll see you in 30 more seconds, all right, people? Shout out to Sherville Parker. How you doing? What's going on? Shout out to Angelina Edwards. How you doing? With the doggy paws. Well, doggy ears. Shout out to y'all beautiful women. We're going in a little bit, people. Sarah Roebuck, shout out to her. How you doing, Sarah? How's life going? Meow, meow. Less than 30 seconds, people. Just want to let everybody get in. And we're going to be on our way, okay? Shout out to everybody. Like I said, shout out to everybody that's been supporting it. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the love and support. And I'm going to keep bringing you all the information that you need and that you want. And hopefully that y'all can keep on reciprocating by bringing me the love that you all have been doing. So it's a give and take situation, not just a take or give. And we're about to start. We're about to start. And let's switch it to the beat. Having technical difficulties all day long, but that is all right. That's why we call backups. Angelina, you are going to win Hustler of the Year for 2018 and 2019. I just want to let you know that right now. You've been doing so much stuff. That's why we need to link up. We need to get some stuff accomplished together. We're going to do that real soon. Let's get it started. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Chase Your Zodiac Health and Wellness, where we talk about everything from relationships to love to this astrology game that we don't know too much about, but I'm trying to do my best to let everybody understand. I'm your host, Dante Chase Bridges, aka, you know my name already. Hopefully. So, tonight, what are we doing? This is part 2 of part 1. What she wants versus what she needs. And what we're doing tonight, we're not talking about your sun sign. We're not talking about your moon sign, ladies. We're not talking about your Mercury sign. We're not talking about your Saturn sign. What we're talking about tonight is your Mars sign. See, the thing about your Mars sign is Mars tells ladies what type of man you actually need. Now, when I say need, I'm not talking about when you went to the club and you saw somebody that looked good, or when you was at coffee, or when you was at your job, or your work husband. See, y'all think we don't know about your work husbands. I'm tired of that. We're going to put a petition in about that. But your work husbands, the people that you see and you say that looks good. Mars tells you innately what you truly need. Because, like I've always said, when you were born, when you received your first breath, you were given a profile of who you were going to be before you even had life. As soon as you took that breath, you was given that profile. And this is something that How about if we start doing this? How about if we start saying that, man, if I have the blueprint to my entire life, and this is what astrology and zodiac gives us, how about I start using it towards good? How about I start showing people who I truly am? Because now, instead of saying, man, I'm trying to find myself, now you have the blueprint and the map in order to find yourself. So how about we truly start finding ourselves? And ladies, what we're doing with the Mars, the man that you need instead of man that you want, is I'm showing you a big part of your life that sometimes we all, and it's not just ladies, I'm not picking on the ladies, not being misogynistic, but one thing that we do have, we do struggle with relationships, men and women. But it's your turn tonight. So, like I said, what I'm giving you is the blueprint to understand the man that you truly need, for not somebody that's a one-night fling, not somebody that's a summertime fling. Or, you know, it's starting to get cold in the city of Chicago. You know, I got people from all around the world that look at this. But in the city of Chicago, it's what we know as cuffing season. So we're not talking about for a temporary period of time. Your Mars sign and the man that you need from your Mars sign tells you your life partner, your soulmate. That's what we talking about. We talking about that love that don't go nowhere. You can't get mad at somebody, kick him out the house and it's over. You can't have a fight and it's over. You can't have a disagreement and it's over. That Mars for women, when you know your Mars sign, you know the type of man that is going to be with you from thick and thin, because he doesn't interact with you on a social level. Like if you say something bad to me, I feel like it's disrespect, and because I'm a man, I feel like I gotta leave. He connects with you on an energetic, soulful, spiritual level, which means that even though I hear your words, I know your heart. That's the type of man what we're talking about when we talk about this Mars. Okay? So I keep on emphasizing this because I want y'all to be real sure and understanding exactly what we're talking about. And also, I want you to go and get your natal charts. I do natal charts. I'm a great interpreter of natal charts. It's 50% a science that you have to learn from years and years of experience, and 50% of intuitive, almost basically psychic, intuition, letting things play out. And because I'm a Scorpio, and because I was just born with that innate sense, I was born with the gift of intuitiveness. I can read energy. I can read people. It's just something I was born with. So if you need to get your natal chart done, if you need to understand what planet you are in and what specific sign you're in, holla at your boy like you always do. You can hit me up in my Facebook, Dante Chase Bridges. You can go to Chase Your Zodiac Health and Wellness. You can go to my email, DanteBridges1@gmail.com. Hit me up. I'm a cauldron of information, and I would love to work with you all. So, I hope you understand how important it is to understand your Mars. Matter of fact, listen, you go take your butt, you go find out what your Mars is right now. Just do that. Because I'm telling you, you need to know this. Because a lot of y'all, you know, you're coming on and you may think I'm talking about your sun sign. I'm not talking about your sun sign. So if you're a Capricorn, I'm not talking about Capricorn. If you're a Cancer, I'm not talking about Cancers. If you're a Leo, I'm not talking about Leos. I'm talking about your Mars sign. And we all have a Mars sign. You have to find your Mars sign. And then it's going to tell you the exact man of your needs. Not dreams, but of your needs. That you're going to be able to spend the rest of your life with forever. Because y'all connect on a soulmate level. Not just a superficial hit it and quit it level. So, hey man, I done did the intro. The intro was long. It's time to actually get into the nitty gritty. So, where did we leave off at? We left off at the Leo. What comes after Leo? Because we're going in progression. This is how the zodiac works. So we left off with Leo. Now we go to Virgo. I'm going to tell you what we already covered. We covered that Aries, that Taurus, that Gemini, Cancer, and the Leo. And actually, I think we did cover the Virgo. I broke down the Virgo. So let's go to Libra. That's the next step. let's focus on this Leo. Mars in Libra. Now, I want you to understand, ladies, if you have a Mars in Libra, there is a particular man that is going to satisfy your needs. He's going to have a particular set of skills that's going to get you out of your slump. You want to know one? I'm going to give you a bunch of them, but you want to know one at first? The one thing, if you have a Mars in Libra, that you desperately need from a man, you need a gentleman. Mars in Libra needs a gentleman, because when you're dealing with the Libra is relationships, but Libra is also prestige. It's je ne sais quoi, aristocratic. It's class personified. So if a woman has Mars in Libra, you don't need a man that's going to be what they call a roughneck. And you might not prefer a loudmouth, or you might not prefer a man that walks into the club and oozes this bravado machismo that you like. Did I know him? Did he do a rap album with Young Gotti or so? Like, who is this dude? You don't need that. As a matter of fact, when you are a Mars in Libra, the loud abrasiveness of a particular person, and we're talking about women finding their soulmate. So the abrasiveness of a man, when you have Mars in Libra, lady, is one of the most repulsive things in the world to you. So the reason I say this is because sometimes we tend to match the way we act towards the way that you react as men. But this the thing, we was all born with a energy that is compatible with a different type of energy. So a lot of times, instead of trying to make yourself fit to another person, you need to understand exactly who that person is. So all you Mars and Libra women, you need a man that's a gentleman. You need a man that has a certain amount of class. He talks to you. He's an elegant talker. He's what you call a sweet talker. So you are more prone to get with the man that is a Romeo, has a gift with words, gift the gab, basically. A man that can eloquate and articulate himself well. A man that can talk and don't always have to be like this all the time or very aggressive with you. I myself am a Mars in Libra. So, and this is one of the qualities that I have. You know, it's just me. I am good with words. I can articulate myself well. I can be very witty. I have a certain amount of class. You know, I'm not necessarily a loudmouth. When you get to know me, then you meet my moon sign. And then you meet my soul sign. But when you first get to know me and we're in a romantic relationship, you get the gentleman that wants to open the doors for you. Make sure you feel good. Also, this Mars and Libra man, which is who I am, he's going to be very romantic with you. And the thing about that, if you're a Mars and Libra, you're going to enjoy the fact that he's not doing it for his personal benefit, like a Leo may do it, or the admiration of you, like a Leo may do it. He's doing it because Mars and Libra does not believe in me. He believes in we. So a lot of the things that he do is to get the satisfaction of knowing that you're well taken care of. So they are givers. And when I say givers, they're givers in every sense of the word. Whether it be going places and he offering his last potato chip or his last buffalo wing, last Zaxby's, a wild buffalo wing, everything. He's a giver. Also, he's a giver in the bedroom. He wants to make sure you're fully satisfied before he even thinks about getting his, because he thinks about we before me. So if you are a Mars and Libra woman, and like I told you, go and find exactly what this is. You have to know your natal charts, because you could be a Libra, but you're not a Mars and Libra. So you need to understand it. So when you're dealing with the Mars and Libra ladies, you're looking for a gentleman. This is the man that's going to be the soulmate for you. The Aries might be exciting for a little bit of time, but you're going to grow stale and dull of that man, because that man doesn't have the energetic charm that you look for. He may have something that you don't have, and you have to be careful, because now we're talking about oppositions, and oppositions are soulmates. But when you're talking about Mars and Libra for a woman is showing the masculine side of her personality. And that masculine side of her personality is like a beacon to the world. And that beacon is sending signals. I want a gentleman for the Mars and Libra woman. I want a man that's romantic. I want a man that cares. I want a man that has a way with words. I want the Romeo type of man. I want the articulate man, a man that can express his feelings. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's emotional, but because he's articulate. And when you're dealing with Libra, Libra is in the planet of Venus. So that is desire and romanticism right there. It doesn't necessarily mean that this man is super emotional, but he has a way of expressing what he does feel in a very poetic way. And this is the type of man that if you have a Mars and Libra, ladies, you just gonna love. You're gonna sop it up with a biscuit. Finger licking good for you. But if you are somebody like a Mars and Aries, you may find this particular type of man, he ain't aggressive enough for me, girl. You ever heard a girl say, yeah, he cool? Matter of fact, I'll give you a perfect example. Do y'all remember Pepper from Salt and Pepper? And she did an interview and somebody asked him about Will Smith. And she was like, man, I regret the fact that I didn't get with Will Smith. But at the time, he was not aggressive enough for me. He was a sweet talker, a romantic person. He was somebody that I felt didn't have enough edge. Well, who did she get with? Who ended up being her quote-unquote baby father? I hate that term. Father of her child. At the time, it was somebody that personified being a thug, right? So that is the polar opposite thing that I'm talking about. So you're dealing with Pepper saying somebody like Will Smith should have benefited her in the long run, or somebody that excited her, like a Tretch. You see what I'm saying? A Mars and Libra is going to be more attracted innately to that Will Smith instead of that roughneck OPP dude. Yeah. So, like I said, and I said it about 14 times, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. Please go and find out, or you can contact me and give me your information, and I can find out your Mars and Libra. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do everybody a solid here. If you give me your birthday, your name, and where you were born, I will find out your Mars and Libra right now. When I pause, I'll find out your Mars and Libra. So you will have to, I'll find that out for you, because I want you to know what it is so you'll be able to use it to find the man that you truly need instead of the man that you think you want. So, I'm going to give it about 5 seconds. Wish I had a bottle of water I can sip right now, but I don't. I just want to let y'all take time. If y'all got a question for me, if y'all going to do that, send me your information. Or you can send it through my Facebook right now or email. Everything is open for me. So, who do we got next? Oh, man. The reason why I'm laughing is because we got a doozy. We got a doozy. Mars and Scorpio. You want to know why this is a doozy? When Mars is in its home signs, which is Scorpio and Aries, it becomes what it is to the 10th power. Very powerful when a planet is in its right sign. And when you have a Mars and Scorpio falls in Mars. So now you're going to have this person be exactly what it's supposed to be. So what is a Mars and Scorpio? Just like a Mars and Aries, assertive, aggressive. But the one thing about a Mars and Scorpio, he brings, and I'm talking about the ladies, the type of man you need is a man that's going to bring intensity to your life. You're going to need a man that is going to bring a type of bond that almost seems dark at times. You need a man that is so intense about the way he feels for you. And SEC, everybody, Facebook, don't ban me for saying this. It's true. If you have a Mars in Scorpio, ladies, you need a man that almost will kill for you. A man that feels so strongly about you, he will cut. Have you ever seen the movies when they cut their hand and the other person cut their hand and they combine blood? This is a deep, deep union, a bond. Libras are a union of romanticism. When you have a Mars in Scorpio and you're attracted to men that has a Mars in Scorpio, you are attracted to a man that is going to be the end all, the alpha and omega to you. This man is not going to want to see you with other men. A lot of the, oh, okay, I'm going to the club with John and Danielle. Who is this? Do I know him? You're not going. Because one thing about a Mars and Scorpio, Mars and Scorpios are very possessive people. The reason why they're possessive, and you're not gonna like this, but you know, the men are not here. They have a deep down feeling of inadequacy. I'm gonna say that one more time. They have a deep down feeling of inadequacy, which makes them have to overcompensate and be a little bit more possessive because they never know when someone will take what's theirs. This is where the jealousy stems from, because I know a lot of people heard of Scorpios being jealous, but the reason why they're jealous is because they feel inadequate. They could be the cutest dude in the world for you. They could be like Idris Elba mixed with Shimon Moore, all them dudes y'all love. But there's an inner soul innate feeling of inadequacy that makes him want to bond with you and be the only one that you will ever look at for the rest of your life. You can't play with Mars and Scorpios. But I may be sounding like this is a bad thing, but trust me, this isn't a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. The reason why this is not a bad thing is because you need this. If you have a Mars in Scorpio, this is the type of energy that you was born with. And that man that, let's say, a Mars in Gemini might say, oh my God, he is just too much. He's too intense. I could just feel his energy. This is the type of man where you will look at and say, I want to explore the inner you. And I want you to understand the inner me. This is the type of man that you're going to need. So one thing that I want you to understand is, don't be scared of this energy. Don't feel that this energy is something to be frightened and shy away from. This is the energy that you was born with. And if you have a Mars in Scorpio, this is the particular type of man that's going to make you feel secure. This is the type of man that you're going to be able to create a life with, whether you know it or not. The one thing that you have to do is get out of society norms that tell you that a particular man has to act like this or that in order for y'all to have a union. Because it's society's norm. It's not yours. Society doesn't understand your energy. Only you can. Okay? And if you have a Mars in Scorpio, your energy for a man that's going to make you feel safe, secure, and this is my partner forever, is a man that brings intensity, love, passion, a sense of protectiveness, possessiveness. You are mine. A loyal man, a loyal to the soil type of man is this type of dude. A type of man that has a sense of humor that's imaginative, but also can use all of his gifts to kill anybody that y'all consider an enemy together. This is the type of man that you need, okay? You cannot get away with it. No one can get away from their own energy. And a lot of times we fight it. We fight our energy so much. We run away from what we truly need so much. Well, we look back at it and say, wait a minute, is that who I am, or was that who I pretend to be? Well, let's bypass all of that. Let's go to point A to point B, because a lot of y'all been going to point A, Z, F, D, R. Let's go point A, point B. If you're Mars and Scorpio, intensity, union, bond, love, loyalty. That is the type of man that you need. That is going to set your twin flame ablaze. Without it, you're going to feel somewhat incomplete and not know why. Yeah, you will. Because it's energy. I didn't make this energy, people. This is what was made by the stars, the universe, the heavens. It's in the stars. It's not in me. So, let's go to another one. What is after Scorpio? Sagittarius. So, ladies, if you have a man that is a Mars in I love this song. If you have a man that is a Mars in Sagittarius, you are going to need a man. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. If you are a Mars in Sagittarius, you're going to need a man that allows you to have your freedom. You're not going to need a man like a Scorpio, okay? So, if you had a man that was as intense and controlling as a Scorpio, this would not fit with you. And we're talking about Mars signs. We're not talking about your soul signs and your moon signs. Only Mars. Mars. There we go. Only Mars signs. You would not fit well with a Mars and Scorpio. Because a Mars and Scorpio wants to control and possess. A Sagittarius wants freedom. They want to explore the world. They want to have a romantic adventure with their loved one or the one that they are in love with, but not feel as though they're shackled down by titles. A lot of times, and just in the real life, real world, if you ever ran into a person that hated to say anything about a title, they can have the best relationship in the world with you. Almost seem like y'all married. Y'all might have moved in, share, take your mom to Walmart, Target, and everything. But as soon as you put a title on the specific thing that y'all doing, this person clams up and don't know what to do. 9 times out of 10, you might be dealing with somebody with a lot of Sagittarius in the chart. Specifically, if you're a woman, a man that's a Sagittarius Mars. Because he needs the freedom to express himself. Now, if you are a Mars and Sagittarius, ladies, you're going to enjoy the fact that the man that you need is going to be very loving and romantic. They're going to want to show you the world. Let's say somebody like a Mars and Taurus. Mars and Taurus is more practical. Their consideration of having a romantic dinner could be, even though they love gifts, could be sitting down, Netflix, 2 glasses of wine, and a pizza. And as long as it's with the person that they love, that's romantic and that's all they need. When you're dealing with a Mars and Sagittarius woman, you're dealing with a woman that's going to attract a man that wants to have that dinner in Paris near the Eiffel Tower. This is the man that you're going to need. You're going to need the man that's going to want to explore the world with you. You're going to need the man that's going to want to make love under the horizon. You know, the green magnetic horizon. You are about finding out life. You're going to want a man that's very expressive. And I'm not talking about emotionally expressive, but a man that you can bounce ideas about the world off of. Somebody that is going to want to explore different continents, different countries, different cultures. If you don't have this inside of you, you're going to start to think that something is wrong with you. A lot of people that has Mars and Sagittarius, the women, if you are not with a man that believes in having an expansive type of portfolio when they deal with life, you are going to be heartstrung. Because sometimes we deal with, and I'm just speaking with men and women, sometimes we deal with people that don't necessarily hit the core value of who we are. If you're a Mars and Sagittarius and you get with a person that just want to make a happy family like a Cancer, hey, I feel good with a happy, I'm speaking as a Cancer man. Hey, I feel good with a happy family, loving you, telling you I love you all the time. You might like that to a certain extent. But after we build that happy home, picket fence, can we go to Africa and explore the different cultures together? Can we make love in the Sahara Desert? If you are a Mars and Sagittarius woman, this is the type of man that you're going to need. You do want a man that shows his love, like a Cancer, like I just said. But I'm going to say it one more time because I want you to understand it's the difference between showing your love and expressing it. Expressing it in a grand way or expressing it in a small, minute way. When you're a Mars and Sagittarius woman, you are going to appreciate a man that expresses his love in a grand way. Also, you can't date a man that's not smart. You can't date no dummies. I'm sorry to say it. That's not PC. But you can't date a man that's not intellectually inclined, because you are a person that enjoys intellectual conversations. But not only enjoying the conversation, but taking it to the next step. Living the conversation. It's one thing to talk about the Picasso. It's another thing to go to Picasso's residence and see what he felt when he made what he made. You see, everything you do is big. Like, if you want to take it to, hip hop, do it big, do it. That's you, Sagittarius. I'm not talking about your personality per se. Not like a Leo. You don't have to be on the grand stage, but your experiences is what you're going to want to be big. And Sagittarius Mars woman, if you don't have a man that can accommodate that, it's going to be a little hard for you. You may love him, you may want to be in a relationship with him, but at the end of the day, you're going to know that you're not getting exactly what you need out of that man. So please, if you are a Mars and Sagittarius woman, do not settle for what you know innately you can't have for the rest of your life. All right? Want to give some shout out. Shout out to Shondell Darris. Shondell Darris has she lives in Minnesota. She has an event coming up. It's a men's summit, right? I heard about it. It's dope, man. If you're in the Minnesota area, Minneapolis, St. Paul areas where I went to school at, you should really check that out, men and women. Shout out to Amina Jahari. Shout out to Anthony Donnell. Bro, come on, you keep on changing your name. Tia Roberts, what's going on? This is my favorite person in the whole wide world, Tia Roberts. I wouldn't, half the things that I do, I couldn't do without this lady. Like, this lady is, this man, it ain't, I can't say enough about this woman. I really can't, man. She is one of the most beautiful people that I ever met in my life, man. And I am fortunate to have her in my life. Shout out to Danielle Pretty Lady Butler. Pretty Lady Butler. So we did Sagittarius. Now, what comes in the progression? Speaking of Capricorns, Mars and Capricorn. Now, like I've been doing the whole thing, we are not talking about the sun sign Capricorn. Get your butt up, go get you a natal chart calculator, or ask me and find out what your Mars sign is. Find your Mars sign, because we're talking about a Capricorn in Mars, not just a sun Capricorn. Capricorn and Mars. Go get your natal charts done. Find out what y'all. Ask me, Dante Chase Bridges, because that's what we're talking about. Mars, not sun, not moon, not Mercury, not Saturn, not Jupiter, not Neptune, not house 1 through 12. We are talking about your Mars sign. Okay? Mars sign. Mars. So let's get to the Capricorn and Mars. Capricorn and Mars. What do you need as a man? In a man, sorry. Unless, that's what happened. Capricorn and Mars woman. You are actually looking for a man. Ooh. I'm going to say something that's going to rattle some fences. Y'all are not going to like this, but hey, I'm giving you the truth. What you need is a man that almost has a father figure type of role in your life. When you're dealing with Mars and Capricorn, Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn is considered the Greek god Kronos, Father Time. Okay? Father Time. Father Time sets the boundaries and the limitations to life. What you can and what you cannot do. So you can understand the hurdles you need to jump through life in order to get where you need to go. This is what the Capricorn energy is. So with me just telling you that, doesn't that sound like the quintessential father? So Mars and Capricorn females, you are going to need a man that has a dominating aura about him. Now, when I say dominating, I don't mean in a way where he is subduing you. He's running your entire life. But there's a difference between dominating someone and dominion. A Mars and Capricorn man, the woman is going to want to pay dominion towards him because he has an aura of presence. He commands respect. And that's the type of man you're going to want to be with. You're going to want to be with a man, his word is his bond, and his bond is his word. And he don't break it. You're going to want to be with... See, there's a difference between a manly man, but this is kind of like almost similar because the Taurus and the Capricorn are somewhat similar. They're earth signs. The Taurus needs a manly man, but the silent type. The Capricorn needs a man that enforces what he wants. He sets the boundaries and the limitations. These are the men that plan the household. You know the rules and regulations. So if you got a family and you're a Mars and Capricorn woman, and you got a man that's Mars and Capricorn, this man sets the tempo of the house. The kids know they can't be out past 9 o'clock when it's a school night. They know that they got a certain amount of allowance, and if they don't do this job, they're not going to get their money. You know there's certain things that you can do and certain things you just can't do with the man. You might be able to get emotional and scream and get things off your chest. But when you're dealing with a Mars and Capricorn man, or if you have a Mars and Capricorn ladies, you know that there is a certain boundary that you can't cross when you're dealing with that Mars and Capricorn. And that's what excites you. That's what causes you to say, this is the man that I can build a family with. Because although he will let you be who you are, he is the personification of setting the tone, setting the structure towards your life. So he's not going to allow you to do certain things. He's going to allow you to set the tone for a house that could be the most fortunate for y'all to prosper in. Because that's the mentality. He is father time. So if you have a Mars and Capricorn ladies, you are going to look for a man that's strong. The good times. James Amos types of dude. Nobody ain't going. And the thing about James Amos on Good Times, although he ruled with an iron fist, you could see the love that he had. This wasn't just a man that was being abusive, because there's a line. I'm not even going to call it a thin line, but there is being a man that's going to lay down a hammer and being a man that just lays down a hammer indiscriminately. And people that can't ration between doing things for a just cause and just doing it because you the man and you big and you say so, that's not who you're looking for. You're looking for a man that builds structure in order for y'all to have a good life. Because the template, if you're a Mars and Capricorn lady, you are trying to be attracted. You're not trying. You are attracted to this man because this is the way you feel is going to get you to your end goal of having a beautiful home, of surviving, thriving in life. It's not going to hinder you in life. It's going to let you survive and thrive in life. So that's what you're looking for a man. So just a brief recap on this. Mars and Capricorn, you're looking for a man that is strong, provides structure, authoritative, controlling. But when I say controlling, I mean in a way where this is his home. He has his queen, he has his princesses and princesses, but he controls the situation. And you love that strength inside of him. That's the type of man that you're going to be attracted to. You're going to be attracted to a man that has almost like a father-like mystique. I'll tell you this. When you meet me, I have a Capricorn ascendant sign. So I can be, to be quite honest with you, my personality can be very tricky. Because when I'm talking to you right now and how we're interacting, what you're seeing, what I'm displaying right now is my Mercury sign, which is Sagittarius. Because I talk broad, vast. I use my hands. I have ideas that is spiritual. I have philosophy, and I think about things on a higher level. Higher education is what I do. But when you first meet that Capricorn, you would never know this is me. I'm more reserved, structured. You might say, hey, what's going on, Dante? And I might say, hey, what's going on? Hey, you don't want to laugh? Not right now. I have things I have to do. A lot of people say when they first meet me, like, man, you come off like a father. And that's true. When you first meet me, I do come off as a father. Like I'm telling you what you have to do. It's my energy. That's just the way I was born. After you get to know me, then you start to see the actual playful Gemini side of me, because I am one of the silliest dudes you will ever meet, but you will never meet it with my ascendant sign. But I tend to attract a lot of women that have Capricorn and Mars. Or I will attract a woman that has Capricorn because she's attracted to that particular type of tone. So that was just a little bit of history about me. I always drop a little gems about me. So that is Capricorns and Mars, ladies. You need a man that's going to be strong, structured, authoritative, almost father figure-like. That is going to be what you need instead of what you want. Let's go to somebody else. Who is after Capricorn? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, listen. You Mars and Aquarius women, you are the most eccentric women of the zodiac. Matter of fact, Aquarius is the most eccentric people of the zodiac. What do I mean by eccentric? They move and they march to the beat of their own drum. You're gonna find a lot of people that is just like he doesn't or she doesn't follow the norm of society. Everybody put on red, they're gonna put on aqua. Everybody is gonna walk one way, they're gonna walk sideways. Everybody's gonna go to the moon, they're gonna go to Mars. They just don't beat to they beat to their own beat. They don't go on your beat. And they're rebellious by nature. So you can't make them do anything. But on the upside, they're some of the most friendly and friendship people, because Aquarius is a sign of friendship. So they are the people that's going to make a bond with you. They are the people that you can talk to. And you do get a sense of warmness. Not the warmness of a Pisces or the warmness of a Leo that loves you. But hey, we can no, come around here. It's cool. You can talk to me. You can tell me anything. You get that vibration with an Aquarius. So what does an Aquarius Mars woman need out of a man? Oh my God. She needs a man that is going to give her her freedom like a Sagittarius, but also have the intellectual ability to understand that she needs stimulating conversation. I said a lot of syllables. I said a lot of syllables, but Mercury and Sagittarius. That's the type of man that she needs. She needs a man that is okay with the fact that she needs to be alone, but not by herself. You can go in the living room and I can be in the den reading my book, but don't leave the house. I didn't say leave the house. I just said just go in the living room. I still want you around. That's the type of man that she needs. She also needs a man that is going to understand you can't rule an Aquarius. There's no possible way that you can rule an Aquarius. Do not try to rule an Aquarius. There is no possible way that you can rule over an Aquarius. Because like I said, Aquarius and Scorpio are some of the most unruly and rebellious people of the zodiac. So although you can collaborate with them, you can never reign over them. You can never be like, you do this and I say so. The first thing an Aquarius is going to tell you is why. First thing a Scorpio is going to do is no. But an Aquarius is going to think through it. So what does an Aquarius and Mars woman need? She needs a man that's going to give her the freedom, less control. So Scorpios, y'all wouldn't do well with a Aquarius woman in Mars. She's going to need a man that understands that she needs freedom to express herself, but she doesn't need to be left alone in order to do so. She needs a man that's going to be eccentric. And what I mean by eccentric, I don't mean that he's just always painting sides of buildings, standing upside down, wearing Andre 3000 costume. I'm just saying that a man that thinks a little bit outside of the box. So let's say someone like who would be someone y'all would consider outside the box? Who is outside of the box? Has anybody ever heard of Tyler the Creator? That off-tilted style, just kind of off tilt. It's tilt, but it's off tilt. It's a style that is not, it's nice, but it's not what you would consider to be normal. So she need a man that expresses himself through self-identity and not what everybody else feels. So if you are a man that has your own flavor, your own panache, This type of woman is the woman that's going to be attracted to you. You need this type of man because, first of all, like I said, you both need time to explore your mental, because Aquarius is a mental sign. You need time to explore mental. If you don't have time to explore mental, you're going to be a Krabby Patty. Shout out to SpongeBob. And that's just the way it is when it comes to you Aquariuses. You need time to explore yourself. And if you don't have that time, you turn into the lower part of yourself. They always say one thing: to know thyself, lower and higher self. Or to know Allah. And when I say Allah, when I'm speaking about the Aquarius, I'm not talking about the religion Allah. If you're looking in, I'm going to drop a bomb that you may not even knew that was going to come. I'm going to tell you the true meaning of Allah, because this goes with Aquarius. Because Aquarius is the personification of paying your karmic debt. But that's going a little bit high. But Allah. I'm going to tell you what Allah actually means. Okay? Self-identity. You ready? This is Allah. Arm, leg, leg, arm, head. Allah. That's what Allah stands for. Allah means to know thyself, to understand thyself. Who do we call Allah? We call God Allah, don't we? In the Islamic faith, they call Allah God. Right? So this is telling you that Allah is not in the sky, but arm, leg, leg, arm, head. Allah. Allah. God is within you. And this is what the Aquarius personifies. Their self-expression is symbolizing them telling you that I am God and God is me, and I show it through self-expression and self-identity. I don't move to the beat of somebody else's drum, because that would be me not showing my God body. And that Mars in Aquarius woman needs a man that's going to show his God body. And what's the God body? His own self-expression. So if you have a Mars in Aquarius, ladies, you're going to need a man that shows his own self-expression. You don't need a man that's cookie cutter. You put the cookie cutter on, you can make 4 or 5 of them. No, you need a man that blends his own form of self-expression. He doesn't want to follow anybody, and matter of fact, he feels sick to his stomach if he does. That's the type of man you need. That's the type of man that's your twin flame, your soulmate. Okay? That's what you need. We got one more. Last but not least. Last but not least. Who do we have? We have Pisces. Pisces. Love you, Pisces. Pisces. The type of man that you need if you have a Mars in Pisces. You need a man that's in touch with his spiritual side, because Pisces represents spirit, spirituality. You also need a man that has duality within his emotions, because Pisces also represents 2 sides. See, most people feel that Gemini is 2 sides. That's the only one, but that's not true. Pisces is 2 fish, a good fish and a bad fish. So you need a man that ebbs and flows. You need duality. And duality is just basically 2 opposing views that can be found in one form. So that is what's going to make your heart go, wow, I can understand them. Because you have to understand, a Pisces is the emotional bearer, which means that they understand all facets of emotions. And they need a man that is adept at understanding the emotional spectrum. What does that mean? They don't need a man that's just going to show a strong, I got this, like a Taurus or a Capricorn in Mars woman would need. They don't need a man that's just going to be, ha ha ha, I want to have all this types of conversations and understand and talk a lot like a Mars and Gemini woman would. They need a man that is able to say, you know what, I'm hurting, I'm sad and everything, but able to express himself with happiness. able to understand what somberness means, able to understand what depression means, able to understand all spectrums of emotion. That's what says that I'm emotionally secure. Because one thing you got to realize, if you have a Mars in Pisces, emotional security is not necessarily what you're giving, because you have too many spectrums in order to give emotional security. You're not banking on the fact that this person is going to act one certain way, and that's the only way you know that you can be safe, like a Mars and Cancer woman may. Mars and Cancer needs safety. Mars and Pisces needs to understand expression, your love, your lust. They need to see the emotional spectrum out of their men. And if they don't, they are not satisfied. Also, like I said, they need the spirituality. And I'm not talking about dogmatic spirituality. I'm not talking about being Catholic. Which just, Catholic, by the way, just means universal to all. Common religion to all. That's what Catholic means. Catholicism means. Baptist, only being dipped in water. That's basically what Baptist means, to be dipped in water. I'm not talking about that type of spirituality. I'm talking about the oneness with the universe. I'm talking about what I'm talking about now, astrology, the esoteric realm, spirits, love, energy, vibration, the laws of nature. They have an affinity of being adept at this. And what they need innately, even if they are in the hood chilling and it seems like they don't know about this, whatever level they're on, they're going to need a man that's going to express that level. They might have a conversation about, man, I wonder how one of the cast members on Love and Hip Hop felt when she broke the bottle over his head. Did you see the way that she cringed? I can see that she was depressed because that was her friend for life. But whatever level they are at, they are wanting to explore the emotional level of that. And if they don't have a man that can go there with them, be like, you know what, baby, you're right. Because when she made that expression, I could see that she was depressed in the spirit because they were friends forever. And now they may not be friends. And that's going to weigh on her. Whatever level you on, that spiritual expression needs to be shown. Pisces and Mars woman is going to need also a man that's going to let her do her, but not like an Aquarius. And see, the one thing about a Aquarius and a Pisces, when you have two signs that's close together, it is a representation of higher and lower. Aquarius is the, I'm not going to say lower, but it is the intermediate spiritual knowing of life. Pisces is the ultimate spiritual knowing of life. So they're going to need the freedom to find out what is the meaning of life. A lot of times you're going to see Pisces, they're going to be into the spiritual things. And if you don't have a man that's going to match that, whether they're in the spiritual religions, Buddha, Islam, or they're into astrology, if they don't have a man that's going to match that, they are not going to feel good. Pisces also needs more than emotion, a sense of wonder with emotions. So they need a man that's going to explore. They're going to need a man that they are going to say, you know what? I get how you feel. And I'm going to tell you why. And a lot of Mars and Pisces women are not going to like this. Mars and Pisces need to explore a man's emotions because Mars and Pisces love fixer-uppers. A Taurus may want a man that's already done, already be able to give her that $5,000 a month, $8,000, whatever it is, the cars and the houses, because they like the luxury side of life. They're ruled by Venus, desire, passion, and finances. When you're dealing with Neptune, which is what Pisces is ruled by, you're ruling with a sense of expression, a sense of wanting to understand, help, nurture, but not like a Cancer, emotionally, spiritually nurture. So that man that has everything does not need spiritual nurturing. The man that seems like he has the potential, or the man that seems like he's going to be the fixer-up project, is the man that you're going to need. And I didn't make the rules. It's just the way it is. I see you. It's just the way it is. And so you're going to be more inclined to go towards the person that is not a polished diamond, but a diamond in the rough, but you see all the potential in the world, because you want to invest in people more than yourself. That is the energy that you was born with. You have to be careful with that, because sometimes you can be taken advantage of. So it's a thin line between investing in making sure somebody reaches their potential and putting everything into that person without getting anything in return. So you just have to be careful with that. So that is the complete breakdown of what you want versus what you need when you're dealing with the Mars sign. Once again, go and find out exactly what your Mars sign is. You can contact me, Dante Chase Bridges, on Facebook. You can contact me on Instagram, dbridges1985. You can contact me through email, which is DonteBridges1@gmail.com. That is DonteBridges1@gmail.com. You can call my phone if I know you. So I'm not gonna do that, but you can reach me at those places. Like I said, man, I appreciate all the support that you give. I have a lot of projects coming up. I have a lot of things in the whims. Oh my God, I'm working so much. You have no idea. Yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I appreciate all the love, man, and I just want y'all to keep on tuning in. I'm going to give y'all the information that y'all need, and some information that you want, but the information that's going to make your lives better. Because if we can find out who we are, that's not even half the battle. You just got the cheat code to life. Why not put that in? Put the cheat code in life in. This is what you got to understand. I'll give you a quick story. I was in medical school, right? I've studied some of the hardest sciences to man. I've studied the biochemistries 1, 2, 3. I've studied anatomy and physiology. I've studied the histologies. I've studied the biomechanics. I have studied biometrics. I have studied stoichiometry. I've studied all pharmacology, any science to man. But the most accurate science that I've ever studied in my entire life is the study of astrology and astronomy. Astrology is predicting, not even predicting, because you know. Astrology is the study of energies throughout the universe and how they affect people. Astronomy is the geography of where the placement is in order to affect the people. This is the study and the oldest science known to man. And I want you to realize, this is your birthright. This is what your ancestors used in order to create your ancestors and your grandmothers and your grandfathers and your great-great-great-great-grandmothers and the people that were on this continent. This is what your religion was before the doctrine of discovery made Christianity or Islam, because Islam is one of the youngest religions, but sometimes we look at it as the oldest for some reason. I think it has a mystique to make you feel that way. So you have to understand that this is your God-given right to know this stuff. And this is going to not only help you, but it's going to help your children. Because if you know what this is, I'm telling you the blueprint of your life. Imagine when you have a child, you're able to look up exactly what he's going to be, what his potential is, what his career goals is, his strengths, his weaknesses, and what's going to be his boundaries in life. And you don't have to pick and choose or guess or put your own projections on him. Now you're able to say, okay, he's going to be a good writer. He's going to be a good actor. He's going to be good in television. He may be on the radio. Oh, he's going to be meticulous, so he should go in the numbers. Oh, he's this type of speaker. He has Mercury in Sagittarius or Gemini. He's going to be a speaker. He has a Saturn in Gemini, so it means he's probably going to have some type of speech impediment. Once you understand all of these facets, now you're able to know what's happening with your children's lives, and you're able to be ready, be prepared for that. There will be no more, because you have everything. You have the blueprint. Like I said, study the hardest sciences to man, and by far astrology is the #1 most accurate science I've ever studied in my life. And that's why I've studied it for over a decade. So I want you to understand. Matter of fact, Go find out your children's natal charts. Find an interpreter such as myself. And I'm telling you, you have the blueprint of their lives. And you'll be able to give them what they need. And also don't put things on them that they don't have. I'll tell you a quick story. My family, I love them to death. But sometimes when I was growing up, and not the women, but mostly the men, because I'm 6 foot, 220, 30 pounds. So I look like I should be in somebody's field or somebody's warehouse or something. So a lot of times the men in my family tried to project me being a mechanic or me being working in a warehouse. But I would always get into these situations and I would always fail. There would be some times where they would give me a job working at this particular place in a warehouse, and I wouldn't work there for more than a day. I'd be like, I can't do this. And they would look at me and be like, why can't you do it? What's wrong with you? But if you ever heard of that saying, a fish is going to think it's stupid if you judge him on how he can climb trees. When you know astrology and you have this blueprint to tell you what's your strengths, what's your goals, what's your passion, what are you gifted in? Now you're able to, instead of projecting what you want that child to be, you're able to nurture what he truly is. And that's why you need this. So please, please, and I'm going to keep on saying this for as long as I have breath to say it. Understand astrology. Study astrology. It's one thing to get your charts interpreted, but it's another thing to take it upon yourself to start to study these things. You don't have to study everything dealing with astrology. Astrology is one of the oldest sciences to man. There is more to astrology that it would take you 2 lifetimes to cover. So you're not going to cover everything. Start by studying yourself. Find out what you are. Find out what makes you tick. The type of man or woman you need, the type of relationship you need, the type of career that you are supposed to be in, the type of emotional boundaries you have. Find that out about yourself. And with me and other astrologists, we can help you out. Well, I don't want to rant, but I just wanted to let y'all know how important this stuff is. This is the cheat code to life, and you need to take advantage of this. I am Dante Chase Bridges. This is Chase Your Zodiac Health and Wellness. You can catch me you can catch me on a couple of things. You can on Wednesday I will be premiering another show on the Urban Broadcast Network. I have my own show on the Urban Broadcast Network. So like I said, I'm moving and grooving. And also you can catch me with the Brothers Podcast on Thursdays at 6:37. Okay? I'm Dante Chase Bridges. I appreciate y'all being here. And like I always say at the end, peace.